I'm standing in my muddy boots, staring at a steel gate blocking the only road to my farm, while Karen Mitchell, the queen of the Pine Hollow HOA, smirks like she's just won a chess game. It's a sticky summer morning in Willow County, and this woman, with her clipboard and her posse of nodding board members, is telling me I can't get to my own land unless I bow down and join her little empire. I'm Jake Ramsey, a retired Army engineer who bought 50 acres to live free, not to deal with some power-hungry HOA tyrant trying to extort me. I came to Willow County for peace, you know? After 20 years building bridges under fire, dodging bureaucracy, and solving problems with lives on the line, I wanted a place where the only rules were mine. My deed was clean, my fence is tight, my land a stretch of rolling pasture and thick woods. But I made one mistake. The only road to my farm cuts through Pine Hollow, a snooty subdivision where Karen's been ruling like she's got a crown. For years, farmers, delivery trucks, even the fire department used that road without a hitch. Then Karen got her hands on the HOA gavel, saw my independence as a threat, and decided that road was her leverage. She strutted up to my gate that first day, flanked by 2 board members who looked like they'd rehearsed their nods. "Jake, if you want to use our road, you'll join the HOA, pay the dues, follow our rules," she said, her voice all honey and venom. I laughed, thinking she was joking. My land's not even part of her subdivision. I showed her my deed, pointed out decades of open use. She didn't blink. "That's not how it works anymore," she snapped, handed me a notice stamped with the HOA's fancy seal. "Join within a week or lose access." It wasn't a request. It was a shakedown, pure and simple. I tried reasoning with her, explaining my land was landlocked, that her road was my only way in and out. She just smiled, that smug "I've got you" smile, like she knew I'd cave. But she didn't know me. I'd rerouted convoys through war zones, built tunnels under pressure. She was just a bully with a clipboard. That night, I sat on my porch, staring at the gravel road glowing under the moon, my blood boiling. A man shouldn't have to fight to get home, but if that's what Karen wanted, I was ready to bring it. The next morning, I woke to the grind of machinery. Down at the property line, a crew was bolting a steel gate across the road, big, ugly, sunk deep in concrete. Karen stood there, directing them like a general, sipping coffee while sparks flew. I stormed over, demanded to know what the hell she was doing. "Protecting our community infrastructure," she said, all fake sweetness, like she was doing me a favor. Infrastructure? That was her word for the only path to my farm. I called her out. This was sabotage, not protection. She just shrugged. "Join the HOA, Jake." Problem solved. By Monday, it got worse. They brought in a backhoe, tore up the road, and dug a trench in front of the gate. A moat, basically deep enough to trap a tractor. Karen sat in a folding chair, fanning herself, waving at me like this was all a game. I called the sheriff, showed him my deed, begged for help. The deputy, a tired guy named Tom, just scratched his neck. "Technically, the HOA owns this stretch," he said. "It's private property. You might have an easement case, but that's for the courts. Takes months, maybe years." Months? I was trapped now. I improvised. Borrowed a dirt bike, carved a rough trail through the woods. Bumpy, full of roots, but it got me out. For supplies, I called an old Army buddy, Pete, who flew in a chopper, dropping feed and fuel right into my pasture. Karen lost it when she saw that helicopter filed complaints about aerial disturbances. The sheriff laughed those off, but she kept coming. Fake noise violations, letters accusing me of damaging her precious gate by driving near it. One night, I caught her crew deepening the trench under floodlights, turning it into a 12-foot wide chasm. She shouted across the gap, "Find another way home, Jake." I didn't answer, but an idea hit me, sharp and wild. If she wanted to dig, I'd go deeper. Back in my workshop, I pulled out old Army blueprints, tunnels, culverts, bypass systems. I knew how to build under pressure, how to make earth hold steady. I called 811 to check for utilities. Nothing under that road. Then I mapped the terrain, staked the ground, and called Pete and another buddy, Sam, both ready to swing a pickaxe for a good fight. Some HOA ladies trying to cage you? Pete laughed. Let's bury her. We worked at night, digging, hauling dirt, bracing walls with scrap steel. It was brutal. Sweat, blisters, the constant hum of a rig fan to keep air moving. Every bucket of soil felt like a middle finger to Karen. She had no clue. By day, she paraded by her gate, bragging to her board about how she'd cornered me. By night, we tunneled under her nose. 2 weeks in, it was done. Narrow, sturdy, just wide enough for my truck, with a gravel bed and steel beams to hold it. I'd built tougher things in worse places. But Karen wasn't slowing down. She added cameras, a rent-a-cop who spent more time on his phone than guarding anything. She turned away delivery drivers, even a county trash truck, screaming about trespassers. The community started grumbling, her own people included. Then came the night that changed everything. A storm rolled in, lightning cracking, rain pounding. Around midnight, I saw ambulance lights stuck at the trench. My neighbor, Ed, an older guy with a bad heart, was down and the paramedics couldn't get through. I sprinted out, guided them through my dirt bike trail, hauling their gear on a trailer. We got to Ed in time, barely. He pulled through, but those lost minutes could have cost him. That lit a fire in me. This wasn't just about me anymore. Karen's obsession was risking lives. I filed complaints, got the fire marshal involved. He was blunt. This trench violates safety codes. No ambulance or fire truck can cross it. Armed with that, I confronted Karen at her gate, her sunglasses perched like armor. You're endangering everyone, I said, voice low. Fire, ambulance, sheriff, none of them can get through. She smirked. That's your problem, Jake. That's when I knew this wasn't about rules or roads. It was about her need to control, to break me. But she'd picked the wrong guy. The tunnel was ready. I rigged cameras to catch every second of the reveal, even a spotlight aimed at her gate for drama. That night, I tested it, drove my truck through, headlights slicing the dark, walls holding tight. I came out the other side, past her trench, past her gate, like I'd slipped through her fingers. The next morning, I parked on a county road, leaned against my truck, and waited. Right on cue, Karen showed up, clipboard in hand, ready to write me up. Then she saw me, outside her fortress, grinning. Her jaw dropped. She spun around, searching for how I'd done it, until her eyes caught the hidden tunnel mouth, just a faint mound of dirt. No, she gasped, clawing at the ground like she could undo it. Her clipboard hit the gravel, and she screamed, a wail that echoed through Willow County. I uploaded the footage, her meltdown, her pacing, her gait now useless. It spread like wildfire. Neighbors laughed, strangers sent memes, and even some Pine Hollow folks whispered Karen had gone too far. She doubled down, slapped me with a lawsuit, illegal tunneling, destruction of community infrastructure. But I was ready. I'd saved every letter, every video, every fake violation. Then a board member, fed up with her, leaked emails where she bragged about leveraging access to force me out. Extortion, plain as day. The community rallied. Neighbors donated to my legal fund, shared their own Karen horror stories, fines for garden flags, threats over mailbox colors. Ed, the guy whose life we'd saved, sent a note. You're fighting for all of us. My lawyer, Sarah, built a case like a tank. Easement law, harassment, endangering lives. We had the ambulance report, the fire marshal's statement, the viral clip of Karen yelling at a UPS driver who snapped back, "Lady, I'm federal." By the time we hit court, we were loaded for bear. The courtroom was tense, all polished wood and whispers. Karen sat there, pearls gleaming, glaring like she could will me into submission. Her lawyer called me a rogue, an eco-terrorist, which got laughs from the gallery. Sarah laid it out cold. My land was landlocked. The road had been used for decades. Karen's trench was illegal and dangerous. She showed the judge those emails, Karen squirming as her own words burned her. Ed testified about the ambulance delay, holding up a photo of his grandkid. Without Jake's tunnel, I might not have met her, he said. The room went dead quiet. The judge didn't flinch. He ruled fast. My easement was legal. The gate and trench had to go. Pine Hollow owed me $30,000 in damages, and Karen was personally fined $3,000 and kicked out as president. The gallery erupted, neighbors cheering, reporters scribbling. Karen just sat there, pale, like her world had collapsed. I walked out, cameras in my face, and said simply, "Feels like justice." Days later, the county tore down her gate, filled her trench. Karen hid in her house, blinds shut, as the HOA elected a new president, a quiet teacher named Beth who promised no more nonsense. The video of Karen's meltdown kept spreading. Memes, T-shirts, even a local bar naming a drink the tunnel shot. Her house went up for sale a month later. She left town, chased out by her own shame. I threw a cookout to celebrate. Grills, music, kids racing around my pasture. At the tunnel's entrance, I put up a sign, "Mitchell's Folly." Folks loved it, took selfies, called it a landmark. Life got good again. Trucks rolled freely. Neighbors helped each other. Lawns grew wild. The UPS driver honked every time he passed. But that tunnel, it's more than a story now. It's a reminder. When someone tries to cage you, you don't have to break their walls. You can go under them. So what do you think? Was I right to dig that tunnel? Or should I have played by Karen's rules? Drop a comment, tell me where you're watching from, and share your own stories of standing up to petty tyrants. Hit subscribe, because trust me, there's always another gate to outsmart.